Hey everyone, how's it going? Kiko here. We've got a few new things to look at with Godforge. We got a couple of new heroes that we'll be looking at, and on this screen here on the left you can see the portrait of some of them. I can take a guess on what a couple of those are. I believe I see Ra, Anubis, and Dracula. Potentially Thor, though I don't know because it looks a little icy. But there's Loki, we'll be taking a look at him as well. But right now we've got Quetzalcoatl, who is a legendary, also known as a Star of Dawn. We see all of their base stats, which to me it looks like their resistance is a little bit higher than what I would assume a hero's resistance would be. But you never know, it might get upgraded as they level up, or might stay the same. Probably will stay the same. But Quetzalcoatl's design looks really good. We can see it in-game, and when I start the video here, we'll see the animations and we'll go over their entire kit and everything. Just wanted to look at their base stats here. I don't know what to base it off of, but like I said, the resistance looks a little high. So let's get into their kit. You can see the animations that is going on. Alright, here's the first bit. We have Invoker. Invokers restore strength to your team and focus exclusively on empowering your allies in battle. Whilst Defender's goal is to reduce incoming damage, Invokers will focus on healing and enabling your team to increase their potency and power, and is critical in any assault. So my assumption with Invoker is they won't need accuracy, because it doesn't sound like they should be landing debuffs. Quetzalcoatl's aligned with Order. This hero has aligned themselves to Order, the great architect, artisan of the cosmos, she who craves control, protector of what is. And then we get to see the leveling up mechanic they have here, going from rank 1 to rank 2. To me, it looks amazing, and it's a concept that I personally haven't seen before. It looks like they automatically rank up when you get them to a certain level, which is awesome. I don't know though. That could be what those 5 slots are for right there. Then you have the autofill settings. Those all look interesting. Leader bonus, 21% speed. And we have the first ability, and I was wrong. Looks like we might need accuracy. No, we will need accuracy on Quetzalcoatl specifically. Serpent Fangs, they're basic. Attack one enemy and heal all allies. It doesn't tell us how strong the heal is, so that worries me. If the attack is a strong hit, place Petrify on the target for 1 turn. Oh, there we go. Attack one enemy, 80% attack, plus 230% resistance. Now that is an interesting ability to have. Okay, ability is the wrong word. It's more of mechanic. To have their damage also based off of resistance, which would mean, to me, in the end game, when you're far into the end game, you would build a healer support like Quetzalcoatl to also be doing damage. Potentially. I don't know for sure if that's how you would want to do it, but to me, that's immediately what I think of for the very end game. And then it heals all allies by 10% of max HP. Don't know if it's Quetzalcoatl's max HP or theirs. If the attack is a strong hit, place Petrify, as we already saw. What about the other ability? The core. Increase the turn meter of all allies by 20%, then place speed up 2 on each target for 2 turns. Okay. So, it's an interesting core ability. Pretty basic, turn meter boost and speed up. Ultimate, Light of Knowledge. Place attack up 2, sharpen 2, and accuracy up 2 on all allies for 2 turns. Will increase the ally with the highest turn meter by 50% when this hero's divinity reaches 100%. Damn. Okay. Can we see what that does? Okay, attack up 2 increases attack stat by 40. Sharpen raises crit damage and strong hit chance, and accuracy up increases attack accuracy. As you would assume. Passive, Age of Rebirth. When this hero is defeated, revive all allies with 50% HP and increases their initiative by 5%, stacking up 3 times. Occurs once per wave. Okay. That has some interesting mechanical implications that you could abuse. Not really, well, yeah, abuse, let's say, to max that out at 3 times. You bring Quetzalcoatl and 1 Reviver. Quetzalcoatl constantly dies, and the Reviver continues to revive him. And you increase everyone's initiative by 5%. That could be something you could do. There's some neat things you could abuse with that. It's also a revive all allies when he dies, so if you have him at the back of the team, potentially one big hit kills everyone, he revives everyone else. Oh, we're seeing a few pieces of gear. We have here Legs of the Kraken, Chainmail, HP percent. Kraken, HP plus 1% on each turn. Interesting. 4-piece Kraken, 25%. 6-piece, reduced damage from attacks by 15%. And Quetzalcoatl does have some gear on, so the stats weren't completely accurate with their base, because Quetzalcoatl does have some gear on, it looks like. We're seeing the bear gear. Very interesting. We're seeing Awakening. Increased speed. Oh. Let's go back here. Increase speed of each target by 10, stacking up 3 times. Alright. Initiative plus 15. Will place Petrify on any attack which cannot be resisted. So you won't need accuracy on Quetzalcoatl. Increase Divinity by 200. Revive has no wave restriction. Damn. Quetzalcoatl becomes strong. And now we're going to see Quetzalcoatl's kit in action. We get to see the different camera angles. The camera angles are amazing. They really are. I like them a lot. Okay, so Quetzalcoatl's not doing an insane amount of damage, it looks like, but it could be the gear they have him on. Ooh, Quetzalcoatl's bleeding. Let's see the other ability. Speed up 2. Everyone takes a turn. Ooh, that was a strong hit against Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl's getting manhandled over here. As you can see, Quetzalcoatl's not really a attacker. But you could still build him for damage for in-game builds for speed purposes. Well, speed running. Alright. We've seen the ultimate buff. Now let's see the change in damage from that. Okay, it's a pretty significant buff. And that's with Quetzalcoatl not getting a whole lot from attack, even. The animations look amazing too, by the way. I love them. Wonder what the yellow border on the numbers means. Maybe that's a critical hit? So Quetzalcoatl's not landing criticals with these attacks. So that's potentially why he's doing less damage too. Quetzalcoatl's almost dead here. And that's all we got. So overall, I do like the kit of Quetzalcoatl. Obviously, when Quetzalcoatl's in a wave alone, they're not going to be doing much because they're not a damage dealer, so they don't do a whole lot. And with them being the main focus of the attack, their A1 does not do a whole lot of healing because it heals everyone, not just one target, so it's meant to heal the group. So the damage is meant to supposed to be spread out between everyone, and then Quetzalcoatl heals them up over time with each turn. We didn't really see the Petrify land, but at least I didn't see it. Maybe I missed it. But overall, I do like Quetzalcoatl. He's got a speed lead. So, just off the bat there, you would want Quetzalcoatl in the front for almost anything you take him into. That would pretty much make Quetzalcoatl essential to bring with you if you have him. But overall, I like Quetzalcoatl. Next, we're going to be taking a look at Loki. And here we are with Loki. Legendary Loki, Master of Mischief. You can see the stats on Loki, which probably is not the base stats, because likely they've got him in gear like they had Quetzalcoatl. But it does look like Loki's resistance is up there a little bit, so maybe they just have a decently high resistance, or maybe that's the baseline resistance, I don't know. Loki's accuracy is higher than Quetzalcoatl was. But Loki isn't mainly a damage dealer either. I believe Loki's a disruptor, so we'll have to look at that and look at Loki's kit here. And get to see Loki's idle animations. They did really good with the animations in the game and how the characters look. I do really like Loki's design being the Master of Mischief. Really good looking. Disruptor. Manipulation of the balance of power in battle is the principal role of disruptors. They focus on applying powerful disables and debuffs on your foes while manipulating turn order and divinity powers. When pure power fails, the disruptor will be lurking in the shadows to control the battle in their favor. And then Loki's also Chaos. This hero has aligned themselves to Chaos, Lord of Disorder, Destroyer of the Cosmos, he who reveals in entropy. Champion of what could be. And then we get to see Loki's abilities. Deceptive Daggers. Attack an enemy 200% attack plus 2200% attack. Or accuracy. 2200 accuracy. So you definitely want to build high accuracy on Loki to increase their damage. But also attack is important too, because 200% attack. So you got to find that good balance when you're building them. With a 75% chance to place Charm on the target. Takes the next attack for the enemy that placed this debuff. Duration reduced when triggered. Okay, so someone attacks Loki when he's got Charm on someone. That person would take the damage, is what I assume. Burning Hatred. Has a 75% chance to place Taunt on all enemies for 1 turn. Also has a 75% chance to place Aether Burn 2 for 2 turns on enemies not under a disable. This cannot be resisted. So it being irresistible makes not a whole lot of sense to me, because you're going to be building him with a lot of accuracy. But maybe it's something we'll see later on, that maybe bosses just automatically resist things, so you need irresistible debuffs. Haunt. Attacks the unit that placed this disable with its basic ability, doing 25% reduced damage. Okay, so you want them attacking Loki, but you could have the A1 on someone, meaning that Loki doesn't take the damage. So that's interesting. Some fun things you could do with that. Aether Burn 2. Increases weak hit chance by 10% and reduces divinity by 6% on all heroes on the team. Okay, so that affects everyone? Interesting. So the weak chance to hit and the strong chance to hit, to me, sounds like when there's an affinity difference, then you will have a higher chance and a smaller chance to weak hit or strong hit. It doesn't sound like, to me, that it'll do anything when there's no affinity difference, but it's entirely possible that it will. So Aether Burn could be really, really good for that specifically, because you could make them weak hit on you, which would do less to you. But I don't know. We'll have to see when we actually get into the game. Malicious Mischief. Attacks all enemies with an 80% chance to place Confuse on each target for 1 turn. If the target is already under disable, still 10% of each target's divinity. Gain 10 divinity when an enemy attacks an ally. Gain 20 divinity when an enemy attacks their allies. 350% attack plus 3000% accuracy. Interesting. Confuse. This unit attacks a random ally with its basic ability on its turn, doing 75% reduced damage. Unending Mischief. Enemies under a charm that attack this hero have a 50% chance to attack one of their allies at random. That could be exceptionally good. Loki seems like he could be extraordinarily good. But we don't know any other hero's kits except Quetzalcoatl. And Quetzalcoatl's not a disruptor like Loki. Aether Burn 2 also cannot be blocked or removed. Okay. Then you have the 15 initiative. Has a 50% chance to reduce damage from enemies under taunt by 100%. Okay. Initial Divinity. And what's the last one? Passive. If fatal damage is inflicted on this hero, prevent it. Grant full divinity and an extra turn. Oh, wow. So the Awakening is extremely strong, it looks like, on everyone. But I'm sure Awakening will also be rather difficult to get. And now we get to see Loki's kit in action. 1,300 damage. Much, much higher numbers than we were seeing from Quetzalcoatl. Which obviously would be because Loki's a damage dealer. Quetz isn't. Well, Loki's partial damage dealer. He's mostly about debuffs, but he can also do a bunch of damage. His animations look really nice, too. Oh, look at this camera angle. That ultimate camera angle looks cool. Okay, we see the taunts land and Aether Burn 2 land on everyone. Protect. I don't think we've seen anyone get confused on them yet. So that's a little disappointing to not see how that mechanic can work. But obviously with random chance you can't show everything in one sitting. Unless it goes on for a really, really long time. And then you can hide all of the HUD stuff so you can just see that. And hey, we get a look at his Soul Day, a rare. Probably a, yeah. Caverns of Chaos Floor 2. It's a reward from beating the floor. We see a little bit of gear. Rare Hero Spirit, so that's how we'll be probably ranking them up. Or ascending them, I'm not sure. Well, no, not Ascension, no. It wouldn't be Ascension. Anyway, that is what we got for Loki. Where's the one I was talking about? Oh, did they not show that part for Loki? They didn't. Okay, let's go over to Quetzalcoatl again and look at it. Right here, so this is probably where we'll use those essences to increase their ranks, but maybe not. I'm not entirely sure. I guess we'll just have to find out when we get in game. We do see a little bit how it works here, but all very interesting, and I am very much so looking forward to playing Godforge and sharing it all with you, because everything in this game just looks so interesting to try and figure out how it works. Try and figure out how the baseline mechanics work on everything. All the abilities, what you want, what you don't want, the min-maxing of it. I can't wait to delve into that because it's going to be amazing to delve into. Well, that's all we have for this video. So I hope you all have a great day and I'll see you in the next one.